Zoex.net. Lesson 1. Creating Web Pages in PHP. Before learning PHP, you should have a solid knowledge of HTML and CSS. If you do not know those, you should go through those video series first. Also, if you have not installed and set up XAMPP, you should go through the steps to do that. At this point, I will assume that you can set up a web server as I did in Lesson 0. PHP is a server-side programming language only. That means that when you contact a web server to make a request, the server runs a PHP program to generate the web page that is sent back to your browser. Your browser has no knowledge of the PHP program and has no way to process it. It must get HTML from the server. For example, if you enter https zoex.net into your browser contacts the server that hosts zoex.net. That server runs its PHP program to generate the HTML page and then sends your browser the HTML page for zoex.net. Your browser only gets the HTML, and the PHP code is only used to generate the HTML on the server. Consider the program that we had from the prior lesson. The PHP program starts at the less than $PHP and ends at the question mark greater than. These two strings of characters are used to tell the server that everything in between is a PHP program. Inside, we have the variable shtml, and everything between the two HTML page strings is assigned as a value of that variable. You should recognize that this string is simply an HTML document. The next echo statement tells the server to print the value of the variable, which is the HTML document. So the whole effect of this program is to return that HTML document. Let's verify this. Type in localhost into a browser to see the page as it was before. Now right-click and select View Page Source in the context menu. This opens a new tab that shows the source code for the web page that was returned, and it only contains the HTML. So this is what the browser receives. Only the HTML. The browser has no knowledge of the PHP code. The web server processed the PHP and returned only HTML. In fact, if you take only this HTML and replace the code in index.php with this HTML, the web server will return exactly the same thing. So you might say that the PHP is totally unnecessary, and that is true for this program. However, PHP allows us to process data and generate content that is far beyond simple HTML, as we will see. To give you an idea of what is possible, let's replace the code in index.php with this code that simulates a coin flip. This is about the simplest PHP program that does something that ordinary HTML cannot do. This page generates a random value that is 0 or 1 and uses that value to print either heads or tails. With this program in my index.php file, my browser prints heads or tails randomly with 50% probability every time I refresh the localhost page. This program illustrates one other thing, namely that we can mix PHP and HTML together. In this code, PHP is inserted inside an HTML document. The delimiters for PHP are inside the body element, and they signal to the web server that portion should be executed as PHP code. This is just an indication of what can be done with PHP, but it should help to develop some feeling for how pages are served. In the coming videos, I will explain the usage of various programming concepts in PHP.